Black Supremacy. This is Palmetto Star, the Ratchet Revolutionary, but you can call me Prophet. Prophet Robetta, Black Supremacy. Grand Rising, and welcome to Meditation with the Master. Today, we're talking about death is the answer. If it wasn't for death, I wouldn't be alive today. If it wasn't for me being born again, and being born again means dying. Every new beginning is some other beginning's end. So dying is just a part of the awakening process. It's actually the most important part of it. You can, meditate all you want. You can, try to have all these epiphanies. You can learn as much knowledge as you can. And, but if you don't die in the process of all of that, then you're not truly wakening up to anything. See, death is the process of actually ending everything to see something new. So death is the answer that you've been waiting for. And now, I'm not talking about physical death at all times, even though physical death is needed as well. A physical death, and being able to go to the point where it doesn't even, that physical death transcends. See, when you get to the point of awakening, you get to that physical death point and you transcend it. What's going on, Naoki? Black Supremacy. But you get to the point of that physical death, then you go beyond that. That's the only way you can truly see is through the physical death. You know what I'm saying? It's through dying and being reborn again. So that's why death is so important. Death, I would not be here if I didn't die first. If I wasn't dead, if I hadn't died, you guys probably would never have seen me. But I had to die first to get here to this point where I'm at right now. And death is a very important part of that. So people talk that, and that's why they want you to be so scared of death. Our ancestors weren't scared of death. They celebrated death. They celebrated the ancestrals. They celebrated the change. You know what I'm saying? When I woke up, the God that I saw was Anubis, the God that transitions people from death to life. From the death to the afterlife. He weighs the heart. So death is a very important part of life. It's the most important part of life. So if there wasn't death, there would be no life. So death is very important, and on a metaphysical level, is confronting that spiritual darkness, the deepest darkness. Going into the deepest part of the forest and not knowing your way out, or going into the deepest depth of yourself and not being able to find yourself and find a way out of it. Just continuing to go forward into the deepest darkness. And that's the most important part of the spiritual awakening. There is no spiritual awakening if there wasn't that. People talk about love and light, and you can't create your own light and light, so you have to go into the darkness to create that. You have to go into the pitch black deepness, the depth, the absolute depth of your inner being, and that's where you'll find your purpose. It's in that darkness. It's in that rich black void. That's where you'll find your purpose. If it wasn't for death, I wouldn't be alive right now. So we had to. Death is so important, and confronting that, being a part of that, embodying that is absolutely critical in your spiritual awakening. Getting to the point where that's not a factor. Death in life, you have to kill yourself daily. Kill yourself daily. Kill your ego daily. Kill all of that daily. All your expectations. All of that. You know what I'm saying? Kill all of that. Because all of that doesn't really matter after, in the end. And the end is the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter in the end. It doesn't matter in the beginning. If it doesn't matter then, when does it truly matter? It only really matters to your ego, your expectations, and all of this stuff like that, and all of these things, these people that you put on a pedestal, and none of that truly matters. Only death matters, honestly. And you had to be able to embrace that, embody that, and be able to see what it truly means. I woke up and I was talking about this a couple of days ago on a meditation with the master. But I woke up in the midst of a police chase. Saying my car speeding off at a median at 120 miles per hour. I looked back and I saw the god Anubis. At that point, I knew I was dead. I was like, okay, this is a death experience. I'm seeing other beings that are associated with death. So, but I'm here in this reality. In another reality, I'm definitely not here. And that wasn't my first experience like that. That was actually just the first experience, the first supernatural experience like that was caught on video. So, because when I would have these experiences before of death experiences, because there was a lot of things I was doing at the time, and I was like, what, did that even happen? It was so surreal that I would doubt it even happened, but once that happened, I realized that, never to doubt myself again. So, death makes you doubtless. Death makes you without doubt. And when you're without doubt, no one can tell, like they say, no one can tell you nothing. That's what I'm saying. That's the part. But you have to be, it's a balance too. So when I say no one can tell you nothing, to be doubtless, be able to be a void. You know what I'm saying? A void too. But be doubtless in that. So the spiritual awakening is very paradoxical. If you're not able to balance paradox, you're not going to be able to truly awaken. Because it's very paradoxical. It's like the lotus and the sword and the fire and water, and it's very paradoxical. So we had to understand that. So death is the most important part of life. I wouldn't be here without death, and you wouldn't be here without death. Death is very important. And it's the most important part of our spiritual awakening is to kill yourself and kill your ego, and to be reborn and allow yourself to be reborn. So we all made a decision to be here at this time, at this place, seeing everything that's happening. Everybody that's here made that decision at some point in the darkness. You know what I'm saying? They made that decision in the darkness to be here at this point and period of time, and to see the transition between the old age and the new age of black supremacy. So they chose to be here. So it is very important to realize what's happening right now, and to realize the now. You know what I'm saying? To realize that nothing else matters but death. So join us tomorrow in Atlanta on January 9th at 1111 Oak Street for the vaccination emancipation, raising awareness about vaccines that they are trying to give to your children without consent in these public schools. We're raising awareness about that at the vaccine emancipation. That's 1111 Oak Street. That's West End Park in Atlanta. So join us. It's going to be an amazing thing. Also, on January 20th, 3 steps to end racism right now is being released for absolutely free. To Save the World is my first book, and it's a gift to you so that we can end racism, so that my daughter doesn't have to go through any of that. Your children and you will not have to go through that, because on the last page of this book, racism will end. Absolutely. So that book, 3 Steps to End Racism right now, is being released on January 20th for absolutely free. So be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely gonna have the link out here. And join us tomorrow in Atlanta at 1111 Oak Street. That's West End Park at 3 p.m. for the vaccination emancipation. We the people will not be vaccinated without consent. So we're going to be rallying about that and have a very focused group of people. Shout out to everybody that was on the broadcast to Raw for TV last night. It was an amazing broadcast. Shout out to the First Lady of the Glow Nation, Courtney Omega. She was definitely doing her thing. So you guys join us tomorrow, and be aware, be vigilant in black supremacy.